Alright, so picking up where we left off, kinda. I have a jack underneath this now, trying to lower this down. I realized that I need a scissor jack, because this one's, I can't get it low enough. Anyways, I've got all the fixings for what we're going to do next. Beer, a battery charger, beer, a new battery, and some white lithium grease. Oh, yeah, beer. Anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this cover off. We're going to pull this battery out, put the new battery in, put it on the charge, and we're going to check and see if this old girl is going to start. I know for a fact that at least this caliper is locked up, so we're going to try to free up that caliper. If we can't do that, we can't do it. I'm not going to break into the brakes today. I just got back from vacation, spent way too much money, and we don't have a lot of money to go around. So the idea here is that maybe we can get this running well enough to throw it back together real quick and take it for a ride. Probably not going to happen today, but let's give it a try. All right, so that came off with a lot of ease. Oh, damn. It was this one screw, which I'm going to put back in this now. That way we don't lose it, because that's how things get lost. Boy, that doesn't want to go back in there. Anyways, so now we're going to disassemble this battery here and pull it out. Okay, removing that was very, very simple. I removed this screw, removed the negative terminal and the positive terminal, and the battery slid right out. So now we're going to put the new battery in and see if we get anywhere. Now, I should probably replace these. This is not good at all. So I'm hoping it's in the on position right now. If not, we might have to fiddle with this to get it into the on position. If it's in the on position, we know why the battery died. So I just opened up this battery charger and I thought to myself, I'm curious if anyone else does what I'm about to do. So I have another motorcycle. It's a Yamaha Venture. We will get into that one later. But on every bike that I own, I take one of these and I install it to the battery. That way I can simply charge the bike during the winter season or leave it on the charger during the winter season throughout the whole season. I really don't go through a lot of batteries. I maintain them like this when I'm not riding them, and it doesn't really create any sort of issues. I'm curious if it could create issues or if anyone else does this. Let me know in the comments. Alright, so everything's installed, and I'd like to demonstrate what I meant. So you can see the negative terminals here, and then right here is the negative side of our battery charger linkage. And our positive terminal is here with our positive side battery charger. We'll walk to the other side of the bike. Now, this side panel is still installed, but I can access this to charge, and where's the other end of the charger? Most of these chargers have the same end, so I can just plug in any one of my chargers now and it'll maintain it for me. With that being said, it is now time to see if the bike will flick on. This is a brand new battery. It's AGM, so it should have everything that it needs. I don't have any lights right now, so that tells me that it's probably not in the on position. So let me fiddle with it for a minute and see if we can get it going. Okay, so that's volatile as all heck. I kind of want to demonstrate what I mean by that. So we have power, the headlight's on. I'm going to grab a screwdriver and I want to show you how finicky this is. So I don't know why they did this. I should have just bought a new piece here, but it is what it is. So see how easily that turned on and off? Now I have to find the on position again, which is very difficult. I'm going to play around with it for a minute and not find it now that I have it on camera. You can see, like, I'm having an incredibly difficult time. Let me try to hold this. Having an incredibly difficult time finding... Oh. Part of the problem is the entire ignition is moving around as well. It's not just... See, the whole thing's moving. Oh, go back, go back, go back. Come on. Oh, there we go. So we're in the on position. So I didn't try to start it because I wanted to get that on camera. Our neutral light is on, so that means we are in neutral. I hope. That could be really bad, but looks like everything on the dash seems to be working. Let's see if she'll crank over. Oh, shit. That was significantly more successful than I thought it would be. Well, that's good. I guess we can move on to pulling the brakes apart, huh? Dang. Alright, so we're going to start at the back here. I'm going to pull this caliper off because I know that it's seized. And I'm going to try to keep everything connected and just press it in, then pull it back out and spray down with some lithium, see what happens. So I wanted to show this because it caught me off guard. I wasn't entirely sure how this caliper was held on. There was a little cover. Oh, I need a new glove. There's a little cover right here. I just pried it off with a screwdriver, and I think that's the only bolt that holds this in place. So I'm going to remove this real quick and get right back with you. So this is the bolt that came out of there. I believe that's all that's going to hold it in place. I may loosen this to give myself a little more room to work with, but this sucker is seized on there pretty good. So I'm going to convince it, gently or not, to come off and go from there. You can see already, like looking at this, someone has dealt with this before because they beat the crap out of it trying to get it on or off or something. Unless that's just, it could be, no, that's definitely someone marring it. It's been beat. All right, well, let's get to it. Okay, so after a couple swigs of beer and some light convincing and coaxing using this guy, I'm gonna kind of demonstrate what I did. So I just stuck this and pried it up in there and worked it around a little bit. This nice little washer here was on this back side here, and it popped out. The whole caliper was sitting up here, so I just worked from the back side and it popped free without an issue. Looks like we've got some hardware back there. The boots or the pads fell right down. We definitely have significant uneven wear here, so this has been going on for quite a while. I would imagine. I've never done brakes on a motorcycle before, so if they're different from a car, let me know. But I assume that they should wear evenly. So the idea here, oh wow, that thing is pretty nasty looking. So my idea here is to depress the pedal and bring this out. I'm gonna put a wrench or something in the way so this doesn't pop all the way out, and then see like what kind of shape the piston's in. If the piston is in really bad shape, we'll attempt to clean it and then spray it down with some lithium grease, and then we'll depress it with a wrench and a C-clamp, and we'll work it back and forth like that. And hopefully we don't have to go any further. Okay, so you can kind of see that I took my shoe or my pad, I put a wrench in here, and then what I did is I just kept pressing this pedal until this came out. Now I'm going to pry this back gently, this boot back gently, try not to harm it. And then we're going to take a look. You can already see that this is pretty nasty and is going to need a lot of cleaning. All right, so I don't know if you can see this, but I have depressed that thing pretty much all the way. I've actually let it out and back in several times now, and it's gotten significantly easier to depress it. So I think we're good to throw this back together and see if it locks the wheel up or not. Now, in order to do this, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna put the shocks back on, and then I think I'm honestly just gonna throw the seat on without actually securing it. And I might attempt to take it for a ride and see if she'll ride. I noticed earlier that she was steaming a little bit. I don't know if there was some fluids or something like that in here that had made their way out, but we'll check that out. So I might actually take her for her maiden voyage today. We'll see how it goes. Obviously, we're going to be tearing everything down anyway, but someone had brought up that it might be a good idea to make sure everything is in working order first, and I agree with them. I think I'm going to. I was just going to redo everything, but I just want to make sure that I don't have to go above and beyond, you know? All right, let's slap this sucker back together. All right, so I just kind of quickly reassembled the bike. The fender's not in there or anything. Just enough for it to roll around, you know? So first, I'm going to just roll the bike back and use its brakes to stop and make sure that they're doing something. I don't really have anything else that I can do today if they're not doing anything. So if I can't get it to brake, which I believe it is braking, I'm pretty sure that, yeah, I've got contact already. Sneak that in there further? Not really. So I believe it is braking. I don't believe that it's holding, or I don't believe it's sticking. So we'll lower it down. I'll try to brake without it running, and then we'll start it up and take it for its first ride. Okay, so rear brakes are working. That's the gist of it. Took it for a ride and noticed a couple things. First thing I want to point out, that's now soaking wet in there. That's probably fuel. This side, same thing. Had a little bit of smoke rolling up over here, but I think it's just coming off the pipes. The clutch is that's not good. So I think the clutch is partially engaged at all times. So we could be burning clutch. That could possibly be what it is. See, that's kind of, oh wow, look at that. There's a whole bunch of play there. So we need to look into that. These guys probably need some love. It starts right up and it runs fine, but there's not a lot of power. Everyone I've spoken to about these bikes has told me that they have a significant amount of power, and I used to have an XS650 that had way more power than this does right now. So that tells me something's wrong. So we're gonna get this sucker back up on the lift, and that's gonna be it for today. But we got her running and we got her stopping, and that was the really important part of today. So I'm pretty happy with that.